Hello everyone, welcome to another Zenonzard video. So, if you have not been keeping up to date with the news on the channel recently, there are a couple of things I want you to do. Firstly, go and check the link in the description, or there should be a card over there. It will be in the description for sure, and enter the giveaway. I'm giving away 5 formula decks. Enter that. All you have to do, the rules are in the video, but you just have to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and I will be picking 5 people to win a formula deck. Again, a lot of you are not subscribed to have entered. You're not going to win, so make sure you sub. And the other thing I wanted to say was we are really closing in on 1,000 subscribers, so I'd appreciate it if you push me over the line. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the topic of today's video, which is going to be talking about these upcoming nerfs. Now, there has been some discussion, not all of it necessarily healthy, about the current state of the game. And I think a lot of the negativity is warranted, but a lot of it isn't. And I think these nerfs will be good, and I think they should hopefully sort out the mask issue. And obviously, talking about the mask issue, masks have really been an issue ever since their introduction, and I think the morph mechanic itself is inherently kind of going against the whole point of a mana-based game. And whilst, you know, I don't intrinsically really have a problem with that. I know some people do. The problem I have with it is the sort of end game boss monsters you have access to, hitting that fine balance between good enough that the deck is worth playing, it's worth playing all these just subpar monsters, these subpar creatures, so that the end game is worth the payoff. But also making sure it's not too good, so you can't just, so you don't see them being played everywhere. And my prediction that I made way back when this happened, that we were going to be seeing mask packages just being run, has been absolutely true. And most sort of concerningly has been green mask, and this is a deck with like a 70% win rate. Really needs to be hit, and I'm going to very strongly assume that that is what's going to happen on the nerfs that will be announced on the 10th. So there will be a video where I discuss that, of course, on the 10th. You should be seeing this on the 8th, so in a couple of days. But this is, as I say, my predictions and what I think the big issues are. So let's go back to the sort of the issue with mask is that they came out and blue mask was ridiculously dominant. And I think, generally speaking, people didn't really have a problem with white or with green, because they were pretty fair. The problem was with blue, which had ridiculous kill potential out of nowhere, and was really, really difficult to handle and pretty much impossible to play around. There was really nothing you could do against that deck. So, you know, they nerfed it. They hit Tache, so you couldn't run that in anything besides white, which basically took away one of blue's most important options that made them so oppressive, which was obviously good. And the other thing they did is they hit bird to only be a when morph rather than a when boosted as well, because then that significantly reduced their mid game. And the mid game is where they would swing control of the board and then go in for the kill, probably the following turn. The mid game was like one turn where they would just board wipe you. So that was dealt with, and I think blue mask is pretty fair now. You know, it's still really good, but it's definitely not as oppressive as it was. But what we've seen is, of course, as I already said, and I sort of said this in the wrong order, this green mark tribal deck that's emerged. That is very much an issue, as I said, 70% win rate. So how do we deal with this problem? And once we deal with this problem, are there others? Let's start with dealing with the problem, and I think there are 2 cards they need to deal with that would very, very effectively deal with it. And the first of these is going to be Gauntlet of the Sea Dragon, and for some reason this is not centered and it's really annoying me, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so Gauntlet of the Sea Dragon, this is just booster mask, and says if attacking the force, this minion cannot be blocked. The problem with this is it guarantees a henshin if your opponent doesn't have removal, which one of the reasons why Green Mask has become so good is because Phoenix has fallen out of favour. It's a whole group of circumstances. So in the case of this card, you have a double whammy where one, Siren exists, so boosting with this is actually not going to reduce your mana. So you're going to have the same amount, which means that you're able to go into stuff earlier than you previously were able to. The second part is, as I said, Phoenix has fallen out of favor a bit. It's no longer the auto-include force that it once was, which is a good thing, I believe. But a consequence of that is mean that there is, generally speaking, a bit less interaction in the game on your opponent's turn. Just as a natural consequence of that. Which means that this card has become a lot better. It is a lot more difficult to deal with a minion boosted by this, and certainly if you've boosted 2 costs, there is no way to deal with it. You are getting that henshin, which is an issue, because then your opponent's going to go into a 7 cost, or they're going to go into the 9 cost. And they're going to either rest your whole board, they're going to nuke half your board, they're going to do stuff that you don't want them doing, or they might even go into the 5 cost and get another free swing, just immediately destroy your horse, and there's nothing you can do about it if you don't have like immediately pretty solid removal, which again, as a sort of consequence of the format, a lot of decks don't have. So this card is a problem, and I think the fix is very simple. Change Boost Mask to Boost Blue Mask. Do exactly what they did for Attaché. Is what I think they need to do here. And I think this will be one of the big things that solves the issue without making the deck totally unplayable, because let me clarify, I don't want to make Green Mask Tribal unplayable, I just want to stop it being so stupid oppressive. So this is the first change I would make. The second change will be for this card, which Werewolf the Chain Swordsman. So the issue with this card is a 7/2 from turn like 3 is really not good, because so what happens is for example, let's say you went second. So you play down your Raccoon into base, or even if you went first, doesn't matter. You play Raccoon into base, you move Raccoon out, and you play this into base from that. So what you've gained there is you've got a minion on board, and you've accelerated your mana by 1, because Siren exists. Now, and then, the next turn, for example, if you get another Raccoon or something, you can do it again to accelerate your mana 1 more even further, and if you have any henshins, you can henshin into the 3 cost, which will give you a mana, or the 4 cost, which will search your deck for a boost and put it into your base, which will accelerate you up to 5, which means the next turn, you're already on 6, which means this is live, and you have a 7/2 piercing base minion, which is really, really strong, and you know it's very strong aggro, and suddenly your opponent doesn't know what to deal with. They don't know what to block, because if they block your henshin card, which they probably want to, then this is just going to start smashing face, and they're probably not going to be able to do much about it. It's a bit of a problem. And I think the fix is pretty simple. The fix is just to make this 6 or more green mana. And this is just going to make it a whole lot worse, but still very powerful. Because this is essentially going to stop Siren being such free, insane value in this deck. And it's going to sort of make it a lot more what it feels like it was intended, where you have to ramp up to this for it to be really good. I genuinely believe that this whole deck was an unfortunate combination of circumstances that the devs could not have predicted. I think they should have acted faster to deal with it. They could have, I imagine, whatever nerfs they're going to do, I think they could have done them a couple of weeks ago. But I do believe it was an accident. It was, as I say, a combination of Green Mask existing, Tribal and Tribal existing, synergizing together very well, Siren existing to add to the potency of the deck, and then Phoenix falling out of favor to reduce the ability of the format to deal with the deck. It's this whole combination of factors which I believe has sort of led to the deck being so powerful. Now, we were discussing nerfs, so you're probably wondering, why on earth do I have a Duelist card up on screen? Well, when I said we're going to discuss if anything else needs changes, I think that they're going to buff some stuff. And I would very much hope that they're going to be buffing Duelists, and they're going to be buffing Duelists, and also the Vampire Legendary Spell. So let's talk about that. The problem with Duelists is they kind of overestimated how strong the passive ability of obviously, okay, this is a really bad example. They overestimated how strong this When Destroyed effect was. It's good, but the problem is that essentially by playing this deck, you're just not getting like the other bonuses that everything else in Glory got. So I think the buffs are pretty simple. What I want for this deck, just to move up to playable. I just want them like doing something. Like for example, giving Moonstone Chain Duelist or something, or like Chain Red. I don't know, something like generically useful like that. Yeah, I mean that'd be a nice buff. Like just generally making them a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure the best way to do it, honestly. I believe that they'll know, but I think like buffing Duelist... Sorry, you're seeing some weird stuff on screen. I think buffing Duelist in some way would be really nice, because it would be like, the deck is cool. It's just really not great at the moment, so it'd be nice if we could push it up into at least high tier 2. Now the other thing I want to talk about, of course, was Bubble there, and that is the Banquet level 2, where this only targets stuff on the board at the time of casting. Can they just reword it and make it your player gains the ability for the turn whenever your vampire attack, like choose when your vampire, when it attacks, cannot be blocked or whatever. Just make it a whole blanket thing for the turn, so if I want to do stuff in a different order, I can. Just add that versatility and make this like not weirdly janky for some reason, so I don't randomly throw games. It'll be a nice little thing. Other than that, it's cool. Maybe give us back Skeleton so I can be degenerate with Andros again. Haha, please. But yeah, well, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Please sub to the channel. And please check out, again, the giveaway video. Link will be in the description, as will links to my Discord and all that kind of stuff there as well. And I very much look forward to seeing you guys next time. Cheers.